Hey friend, just coming in with my daily vlog, my daily video log. So I just wanted to talk today about some reflection today. Basically, you've ever heard the saying, like, I'm starting over? Have you ever heard that saying? I'm starting over. But basically, we're not starting over. We're starting wiser, is what I like to say, especially at my age. I'm not starting over, I'm starting wiser. So grab a snack and come on back and let's get into the conversation. So, hey there, friend. Today I want to flip the conversation a little bit on, instead of saying, I'm starting over. I want to flip that idea a little bit, because maybe, just maybe, you're not starting over, but you're starting wiser, right? Because we know things now. Our brains have developed, and we're not where we were, and we're moving forward to new, bigger, better things, to new beginnings, in a sense. And we say starting over, like it means we failed. But no, or like we're behind. But every step that, we've taken, even the hard ones, because we've all done hard things. And I know for a fact that I can do hard things, right? We've all done hard things and have had to come through hard things. And, even the hard things that you wish you could erase. There are so many things in our lives that we do that we wish we could erase and we could get rid of, right? And, but they've taught us something. They've taught you something. They've taught me something. And it's all a part of this journey, of the learning journey and the getting older journey. It's all a part of it. And after Sexi, I know what it's like to feel like you're back at the beginning, right? Like you're back at the beginning. Like you lose someone. I lost my mom. My body changes. I've lost over 120 pounds now. Yay me. And you have an identity shift. And suddenly you're asking, well, who am I now? Because my identity shift now is that I want to be a life coach and a wellness coach, get my certification in that from NASM, which I explained on the live this morning, Monday and Done Nothing to Nobody, the Memorial Day edition. So go back and watch that. We had fun this morning. But, you're not who you were at 20 and 30, right? I'm not who I was at 20, 30, 40, or even 50. I'm not who I was then. So, and that's a gift. It's a gift. I know more. And as I say here all the time, as Maya Angelou always says, when you know better, you do better. Yes, when you know better, you do better. Right? We don't always recognize wisdom, because it doesn't show up loud sometimes. Wisdom doesn't just show up loud at times for us. Wisdom shows up quiet. It shows up in the moment that we pause before we react. That's wisdom. When you can kind of bite your tongue and not react in the way that you used to years ago, right? When you don't go off. It shows up when you know what not to chase. Because as we say here, and as I always say, we don't chase, we attract. So when we know not to chase something, that's wisdom. I'm missing something here. Here she goes. Here's my mommy. And it shows up for us when we leave a room that no longer feels right. I've done a lot of that here on this YouTube and this tarot tube, it shows up when we choose rest instead of the hustle, right? When we take a step back and we don't want to do this daily grind. Like right now, I'm doing the daily grind thing because I made a commitment to do it. And so I am doing it. I'm being consistent in doing this daily grind every day. And I will probably do it. I had initially set a time frame that I would do this daily grind until June 30th. But I may go longer than that. I want to give it a 6-month time frame. So I may go into July. I may even go into my birthday month of August. I don't know yet. But we don't want to always do that hustle. And it's not failure when you want to take a step back and rest, and you don't want to film every week and film every day. And you need to take a step back and relax and do something for yourself. Get your mind right. Change your mindset into another direction and take care of you and self-care. That is self-care and self-love. That's not a failure. It's not a failure at all. And what I know for sure, as Oprah says, what she knows for sure is your second act, so to speak. It's a rebirth. It's a rebirth. This is definitely a rebirth for me. And I picked some cards. I asked Spirit for some cards, and Spirit gave me some cards. And I picked 3 cards, and I picked an angel number. And I'll probably save the angel number maybe for the end, but I want to do the cards now before I continue with this in the middle, just to break this up a little bit. And the cards that I asked, wisdom. Wisdom is the second act. And the first card that popped out to me was the Hermit. And this is the card that Bill pulled for me too the other day, the Hermit. And this card speaks directly to the journey inward, into the inward journey, solitude and seeking that spiritual maturity, because we need that. Sometimes we just need that solitude, right? We just want to sit with ourselves and have that solitude. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a hermit at all. Nothing wrong with that. It's that maturity. We're not lost, but it's that maturity. It's that maturity. And, you're in a sacred pause when you take that time for yourself, that self-care for yourself. That's a sacred pause. It's a sacred pause. Gathering wisdom from your lived experiences. That's what I say. It's gathering wisdom from your lived experiences. Because, hey, we've all walked through the fire. I have walked through the fire. And now I am lighting the way. I am shining bright like a diamond. I am shining bright like a diamond. The hermit is not lonely. If you look at the hermit here, if you look at her, she's not lonely. She is luminous. She is shining bright like that diamond. Yes, she is. Look at her. Look at her there with all the lights around her, the stars and everything. She's shimmering bright. She's illuminated, shining bright like a diamond. And, when you've walked through that fire and you're lighting that way now for other people. I'm lighting the way because I've been there. I've been there. And I love what this card represents. I love what this card represents. The second card, thank you, Spirit, was the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is that emotional intelligence, that intuition, baby. Look at her. That intuition, that deep compassion. I mean, this queen knows. This queen knows how to feel, how to hold space. Right? That was a big discussion that I had with Ange. Right? How to hold space last month when Pope Francis died. How to hold space for other people. This card signifies that right here. The Queen of Cups. She is holding space. She's just beautiful. She's holding space without being consumed. You know, she's not being consumed. Look at her. Without being consumed by the world around her. She's living her best life and holding space and not being consumed by all the BS that's going on around her. You don't have to apologize at all for softness, because that's the strength now, right? That's my strength now. You don't have to apologize for that. And that's what she says. That's what this Queen of Cups is about, right? I'm being unapologetic. And I love that. At least that's my interpretation. And the next card that came up was the Death card. And I love this card. I love this card, right? And these are all uprights. I don't do reversals. These are all uprights. But I love this card because look at the optimism in this card. Look at the new beginning. Look at the optimism there. This card doesn't mean it's over. It's not an ending. It's a sacred transformation. I am going through that sacred transformation, learning something new, trying to do something new with my life, being here at 60, starting this YouTube channel. That's a whole new thing for me, a new transformation. And I'm shedding and I'm molting. I'm shedding this body. I'm shedding this extra body and this extra skin, and I'm molting. I've outgrown the old skin. I have outgrown it. And I'm emerging into something freer. That's what this tells me. I am emerging into something new, something freer. This doesn't mean it's over. It means you're being reborn into your truth. Let all the bullshit fall away. So you can rise. So you can rise. That's what this card says to me. That's what the Death card says to me. I just love this card so much. And I got an angel number 2. But I want to finish. I want to go back to finish what I was saying before we get to the angel number. Because this here basically, you know, it's a rebirth. We're blooming again in a different season, in a different soil. In a different season, in a different soil. And this time, I feel like we're blooming because basically someone else planted us. And that someone else who planted us is us, but the wiser us, right? The wiser us. Because maybe your story includes grief like mine does. Maybe your story includes grief. Maybe it includes joy. You know, maybe you thought you'd never feel again. You'd never feel again, but you do. You do now. I had that feeling, you know, like my mother's dead and she was such a big part of my life. And how can I go on without her? I'm an only child. You know, that she was my everything. But my daughter is my everything. So I have to go on, right? I have to continue. So this is my rebirth and my joy is coming back. Every line in my body from losing this weight and everything after the grief of my mother, every line, every stretch mark, every scar is a part of my wisdom. It's a part of my wisdom. And if I didn't go through that grief and the death of my mom and the guilt that I held and all of that, I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't be here. And that's all pushed me to be where I am today. So what I want you to ask yourself is, what have you learned that you wouldn't trade for anything? What have you learned that you wouldn't trade for anything in this world, right? And what can you give to the world now that you couldn't give before? I couldn't give myself before on this platform. I never thought of becoming a wellness, a life coach or anything before. But I can do that now. I have that wisdom now, that knowledge now. I've been through the hard things, and I fought back, and I came back. And so now I know that I have this wisdom to impart on everybody else. I have this wisdom to impart on everyone else. Yes, I do. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You know, speak it out loud today. Write it down. Write it down. How can you honor the woman that you've become? Or the man that you've become? How can you honor that person? I'm honoring myself by doing the work. I've done the work. I've done the work. And I continue. It's not something that you just do it and it stops. You continue. I'm losing this extra weight. I'm coming out of bondage. Coming into myself, into the new, the vibrant, the most lively, the shining bright like a diamond Lexi that I am. Yes. Yes. And in that realm, you know, when I was pulling these cards, and I pulled this angel number. This is it. This angel number is something, right? I pulled 999. This is Bill's number, the 999 show. This number came out. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you, Spirit. 999. Because I'm completing a powerful chapter. Releasing with love and rebirth. You know, I'm preparing for this rebirth of who I'm going to become. In a couple months, I'll be 61, and I will be a totally different person from what I am right now. Totally different. Totally different. You know, 999 is Spirit's way of saying, you've learned what you needed to. So now, step forward. Not as who you were, but who you truly are. That's what this card means. That's what this card means to me. Not as I was, but as I am. Not as you were, but as you are now. Step forward. And this says, your current circumstances are ending. So you might take advantage of better ones. If you are experiencing a significant change or conclusion, viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters may be helpful, right? Because those are chapters and cycles, but we're getting to this place. We're this journey. This is a journey. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. How can you make room for something new to emerge? How can you make room for something new to emerge? I'm making room every day for something new to emerge here by doing these lessons, by coming on here to YouTube and speaking my truth every single day, by learning my new friends here and my bestie here, us learning and sharing and supporting each other, the things that we've gone through, all of us. We're not alone. We've all gone through similar trials and triumphs, right? But this part of my life right now is triumphant. And I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. So excited. So that is what I have for you today on the Lexi Talk. Always raw and honest Lexi Talk here, always. My name is Lexi, or Alexis. This is the most incomparable Yappy, my cohort here. And also, this morning we got some new subscribers, and we are up to 222. Let's see, let's pull the 222 card. We're not asking Spirit for a card today for this. You know, here it is right here. 222, alignment, baby, alignment. When I saw that number, I was gassed. I was gooped and gassed. I mean, the connections, friendships, romantic relationships, family ties, balanced life choices, compromise, commitment, and trust is what 222, those are some of the keywords for 222 for alignment. Those are some of the keywords. And I just love this card. How do you move forward towards your life's true calling? Do what makes you happy. And enthusiasm is what keeps you going. Your enthusiasm. And I love it. My enthusiasm always keeps me going. And I thank my new subscribers. I asked them to watch this video because I said I'm going to shout them out if they all come up. Because, you know, sometimes it doesn't give you who your subscribers are. But Swifty, thank you. Taylor, Travis, Kelsey, thank you, Swifty. I'm a Swifty too, by the way. So thank you so much. And I don't know, there were some other people too, but of course I don't have my laptop and you can't always see everybody on your phone. So I just want to say thank you. If you subscribed to me this morning during the Monday and Done Nothing to Nobody Live, I appreciate you. I love you so much. I thank you so much for giving me your time. I thank you. It's an honor to be here, to speak to you every day. It just makes my day. You know, it makes my day. And I'm so glad that you're here. So on that note, thank you, Swifty. Yappy and Lexi out. Deuces. And remember, I love you plenty, and it's never too late. Never too late.